What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to the third episode of our State of Decay LP, where we had been running around Trumbull County, getting into a little bit of trouble, finding people with some really weird shirts that they shouldn't be advertising, and generally just trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. So let's take a moment out here to kind of talk about some of the things I've learned while playing this game. I do have my own separate profile that I've been playing, and there's little things that I'm learning here and there. You guys have emailed me some really interesting concepts, some things that I should be aware of, so thank you for that. And now some of the things that we want to think about while we're out and about in Trumbull County. Let's go ahead and have a look at our status screen. So this game is actually a lot more in depth than I ever actually thought it was. Like, I kind of came into it thinking it would be somewhat similar to like Project Zomboid, and to a certain extent it is, but I think the developer's intent goes a little bit deeper than that. They're actually trying to create an experience that keeps playing without you, and I'll show you what I mean right here. So it's been 2 days since I played the game last. If you look right here, I played on the 4th of October of 2013, and here are all the events that happened that day. Now, if you look, when I started the game up today, on October the 6th, we've got a bunch of events that happened. So somebody in a neighboring city died, somebody is now missing, we've lost a lot of our daily influence, Maya is depressed, the house was restocked by a scavenging party, and so the game plays without us. Now, this has a couple of strings attached that are going to make it a little bit more difficult to play. For example, in an LP, I only play the game like every few days to record like an hour and a half or 2.5 hours for you guys to watch over the next few days. That might be an issue for the future because I'm going to be subject... Oh, there he is. I'm going to be subject to the whims of the RNG gods there. So basically when we play and we go back into Trumbull County, a lot of the time what we're going to find with ourselves is that we're going to be kind of dealing with things that have happened while we weren't playing. And now in my single player game, is that a pile of dead bodies? What is this? Or is it just like a random crater? It's a random crater. It's a pile of ash. Hopefully not the ash of humans, because we don't have any bathtubs anymore and it's going to be very difficult to wash off. Now, as I was saying, we're going to be subject in this because I only play every couple days. We're going to be subject... What in the hell is that? Hold on. We've got some kind of something over here. It's making very loud footsteps. It's very clearly moving. Let's go ahead and fall back for a minute until I figure out what's going on. It looks like a horde, or at least a large wandering patrol. I think we could more than likely handle it without too many issues. But then again, it might be in our best interest as to avoid conflict. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? I mean, I can't talk to you right now, and obviously I'm going to take the course that I take. But I think messing around with stuff like this right now might not be the best idea. So, as I was saying, I'm left with a couple options here in the course of filming this LP. We can either start cutting longer episodes, which means you rarely get episodes from this game, or I can cut more shorter episodes, but we can check in more frequently so that we're not subject to the RNG gods as our civilians go out and do stupid things left and right, which it seems it's only been 2 days and like half people have gone missing, like people have killed themselves off in neighboring villages. It seems like problems are going to arise. Is somebody following me right now? I see a red dot. We're going to hit this house right here because our food supplies right now. I was taking a look. Let's go ahead and we'll have one more look. I know it's not safe to do this right now. But if you look at our status screen, we've also got kind of a readout for all the things that we need to take care of. Over here, you'll see that we have food. 10 out of 25 is what we can store. We can store 25, but we have 10. It's costing us 8 daily, so we only have 1 day's worth of food right now. We really need to get ourselves a stockpile going before we can concern ourselves with, oh, the horde turned around. That is unfortunate. Okay, I don't know what that meant, but... Oh, she's talking about that. It looks like a broadcasting station or something over there. Let's see if we can get into this house before the zombies show up. Come on. Alright, so they're right on top of us. We need to get in here and we need to get low. Okay, so it looks like we got a zombie with a knife stuck in his head. Now I'm loath to start a combat here with these zombies until this horde kind of goes somewhere else. This is going to be a major problem for us. I can take a look around the house, though, while we're here. Wow, this is tense. I definitely don't think we're going to be able to handle as many zombies are out there, especially now that they're on all sides of us. That leaves me wondering whether I should press further into the house. I mean, obviously we want to stay low, but they're everywhere in here. If you look at all those gray dots on the map, those are zombies that aren't aware of our presence, and they're just about everywhere. So we may be stuck kind of waiting for this horde to walk by. I don't see them out the windows. Oh, there I see one little shiny, greasy little zombie head there. Well, 7 at this point, maybe 8. It's not a huge amount of zombies, and I do have a sledgehammer, which allows me to do these big, wide, sweeping blows. But I'm afraid that any combat that I initiate inside this building is going to rapidly get me into trouble. I don't know if there's anybody else inside of here, or if this room is pretty much empty. Okay, so that zombie's down. It doesn't look like the noise from inside got us in too much trouble. I'm not going to pick through this place just yet until we actually clear out the entire interior. Oh, there's one on the floor over there too. Okay, I didn't bring suppressors with me, so firearms are going to be off limits for now. Plus, I aim just terribly, so I think sticking to like Diablo mode here and just hack and slashing. Well, that's one way to do it. I guess Maya could just go to it there and give him the old Tiger Woods. That works. Whatever. You know, working out that 9-iron, doing what you got to do, getting your pitching game down. And this zombie appears to be like right here. Well, I was trying to assassinate him right there, but the assassinations don't seem to like me very much. Okay, so we've cleared out all the zombies, so now what we want to do is search the location as quietly as possible while hopefully not drawing down any hate on ourselves. I'd like to get supplies replenished at the first location before we move to another one. I'd like to set out my itinerary, basically. Got some firecrackers, not exactly edible. I mean, I suppose if you were really desperate you could eat them, but that might have some explosive results. This cabinet right here is glowing, but it's not letting me search it, so maybe I have to go to... There we go. We can go over here. I want to make sure that both Maya and Marcus have a full inventory before we head back. I want to make full use of anything that we can get our hands on. Don't want to go back empty-handed at all. Ooh, empty. Alright, well, let's continue looking around for more nodes to exploit. It seems like that patrolling group, we're going to have to deal with them eventually, but we'll figure that out when time requires it, I guess. I don't see any movement outside that window. I am pretty impressed with the overall depth of the game. Ooh, found nothing again. Weak. Alright. Well, I don't know if this house has a second floor, but we need to start looking around for maybe some stairs anywhere, or some way to maybe check out differing locations. What do we have in here? Like a mud room or something? Okay. This room, apparently the toilet was clogged right before the zombie apocalypse. Just couldn't have a good day right there. Just from bad to worse. Couldn't use the toilet and then the world gets invaded by zombies. How could things get any worse? Crack the door open there. Jump over the balcony. It's looking reasonably safe. That horde down in the bottom left at our map is going in a different direction. We have another car over here. Looks like we've got like a muscle car of some sort. The storage room is clear from what it's telling me on the HUD. I do like the feedback that the game gives me. It makes me feel as though I'm aware of the situation. There's never like, oh, is there another zombie left in the building? I do like the fact that once you actually trigger certain things, the game is like, all right, well, that's that. We've got some building resources here, so I'm going to break that open really quickly. It's a 2x4 with a bracket. We've got a cracked pipe, a couple of cracked pipes, so that's good. We've got ourselves a bit more weaponry, and it seems as though the storage building at the bare minimum is cleared out. I don't think it wrangles the storage in with the house, though. So the house is saying that there's still resources out and about. So I still do want to do one more sweep in the hope that maybe we can find something useful. Possibly in this room. Oh, there we go. There's a little node right there. This might be the last one. It looks like there's med kits or something in here. Medical supplies. I am seeing a red cross, so we might be able to get our hands on some syringes or any type of medical equipment. Looks like we found some pills, some trucker pills. Oh, so methamphetamine. No, or uppers of any sort. I don't think meth comes in pill form. Restores max stamina a fair bit, but may be addictive. King of the road trucking pills. Oh, it's probably just, never mind. More than likely just caffeine pills, which any student knows. I know people in my college who just like thrive on that stuff. That's like, they have to use it, otherwise they just can't get anything done. Nothing is left here in the house. So let's see if we can find a new location. I think across the street is looking pretty attractive, but across the street and over to the right, we've got a nasty blood stain. I believe that means that there's an infestation in that house. I'm not sure whether we burn it out or how we solve that problem. It's something that I'll have to fiddle with here on camera while we play. I did try and keep the majority of this blind because I wanted you guys to see me adapt to situations. I didn't want you guys to be like, oh, he already knows what he's doing. Like Project Zomboid, to that certain extent, I kind of felt like went too smoothly because I knew what I was doing in every situation. Like there was no real problem for me to deal with most of the time once I got situated because I've played the game a hell of a lot. Ooh, we got, what is this? We got some pickled food. Let's go ahead. Oh, it's a rucksack. Okay.
I'll run this home.
Roger that.
Oh, it goes on our back. Okay, so we've got a rucksack. Interesting. And then we'll throw the rest in here. Yeah, let's make a supply run then. I don't want to get into combat with this big old duffel on my back. Every time I play this game, I come across new situations that just make it more fun, like new things that you just have to adapt to. We do have some zombies over here. However, I do like how Trumbull County is reasonably easy to navigate as well. Zombie over here, we'll go ahead and handle her with a single swipe from the sledgehammer. Not a big deal. Ain't nothing but a zombie thing. Let's get on up and out. Let me take a look at my map one more time as I'm saying that I'm not disoriented. Yeah, I was going to say I'm not disoriented. I know where I'm going. We're just hiking through some bushes. What's up, Rock? My skills as a geologist do not seem like they are... Oh, there's a bunch of zombies after us. Apparently we made some noise when we were on our way out, but that's alright.
I need a breather.
Looks like our stamina takes a pretty major hit when we're carrying a duffel.
See you soon.
Let's drop this off.
Crack open a cold one for you.
I think that Lily's voice is the voice of the... What's her name? I forget her name, from The Incredibles. I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor. The daughter from The Incredibles. I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor. Haven't had time to verify it yet, but the first time I came across her, I was like, who? I recognize that voice. I recognize that voice from somewhere, and I think...
Don't say I never gave you nothing.
What did that do for us? So,
Hero.
10 happiness, 25 influence. Let's see here. We got a bunch of influence. We also got some happiness, so our home status bar went up, which is very, very good. Because as we started this episode, the morale in this little environment was not looking so good. People were down. They were doing all kinds of crazy opiates. They were not having fun. It was a nasty day to be in the zombie apocalypse. Let's stash some of these melee weapons. Unless they don't want my melee weapons. Or are we full up here? Let's have a look. Well, it doesn't look like we're full up. Let's see. We'll drop those off. We'll drop those off. How is my sledgehammer doing? My sledgehammer actually seems like it has a really good durability, so I'm just going to leave everything here for other people to use. Because I'm a team player. That's how I like to be. You know, if I was in this situation, I would prefer to carry my own weight. You never want to be that guy that's sitting around eating all the Twinkies just like, we're out of Mountain Dew, and never goes out on these scavenging missions. It looks like food's going to be okay for a couple days now. It's easier just for me to shoulder those gates open. Don't ask me why. It's more fun. We've got a zombie coming pretty close to our hideaway here. We do have a tall wall, though. You couldn't really ask for a better location to handle business here. And then she's going to handle him. She's got a crowbar now. In the last episode, she had an axe, so that must have broke on her, unfortunately. I do feel like the axe was probably a better decision, but I don't know anything about the weapons in this game, so I could be completely and totally wrong. Let me see if I can assassinate somebody here. It said that I could assassinate people, but every time I try and sneak up and I do the left shoulder button and Y, it seems as though he just shoves them in the back. So I'm going to try one more time here. That and the zombies seem pretty astute. I'm just not very good at sneaking, I don't think. Oh, there it is. Wow. Brutal mode. He just went straight Rambo on him. And I'm not talking like old Rambo. I'm talking like the new rip your esophagus out Rambo. Hey, the door happened to be open, so we're good there. Let's see if we can take this place out without any major ruckus. That's the challenge that I'm setting right now. But be aware, stealth games have never been my forte. Considering we got wanderers here. That one seems to be zoned out on the floor, not really even doing anything. So maybe we'll just walk right by her and hope we don't wake her up. Sneak around behind this chap. Oh, and it seems like it bugged right there. He was going to slam him, but I think the window... I'm not sure what happened right there, but we tried to slam him into the wall, so the fatality did go off. It just didn't work the way I wanted it to. Let's go ahead and handle her really quickly. So she should be down. Let's handle everybody else at this location before we go any further. Is that zombie outdoors? It says there's one. Oh, it's right there. God. Lucky Maya was on the job because I absolutely didn't see that one. Scared me. Made my heart jump a little bit.
We've got this place locked down.
Okay, so it said there was a zombie in here, but I guess there wasn't. Maybe it's just like a point of interest or something, or somewhere you hear noise from would be my other guess. Let's have a look around. The horde is outside, so that's going to keep us from any speedy looting. We can't just ravage this place like crazy, getting our hands all up in it, but we should be able to at least... Hey, Maya, you're blocking the doorway. Get on out of the way. There we go. Let's check this bookcase. Maybe we'll find some reading materials. I know that Lily had said in the past that she needed literary assistance in getting society back up and running. Ooh, we got a G26. Got a nice little Saturday night special there. I'm actually thinking about purchasing a small pistol in real life. It's pretty sweet. That's kind of along the lines of what I'm looking for. We've also got a firebomb. I think people back at the house are going to be excited about that. We've got a golf club. It's in the hole, but it's almost broken, so that one's just going to be sort of influence fodder. Yeah, so we found ourselves a real gun now. Got ourselves a 9mm. Oop, turn off the flashlight and get down. Got a couple zombies outside. A couple of zombies that are wandering a little bit closer than I'd like to deal with. We'll check this out right here. And see what we've got in store. Literally. What is in storage? Ooh, a Model 29, a 44. We got ourselves a table leg. These pistols, we've actually got ourselves a nice little selection of firearms at this point, which is getting me pretty excited. I don't think they're going to be the best idea, though. I've conversed with a few people who have played this game quite a bit and kind of talked to them, been like, so what do you recommend? And the first recommendation I hear from a lot of people is just don't use guns. It seems like we're on the... Definitely hear zombies around, and I don't feel comfortable with my back turned here. And that is precisely why. She ripped his head off with her bare hands. What a... Maya, remind me never to make you angry. God.
Be able to hold off another attack if we're lucky.
Was there an attack?
Short-handed. If we get attacked, we're gonna have blind spots in our defenses.
Okay, so I'm going to take a rucksack.
Roger that. We'll be
Let me talk to Maya. And we're going to need to switch resources here because there is a lot of stuff. I'm going to take this loot rucksack.
I'll run this home. We'll see you soon.
And she's going to grab the remainder. Ooh, she found a large backpack. Okay, so I want her to have the large backpack as well. So that once we go out looting, I want Maya on my team. I'm really impressed by Maya so far. She just ripped a zombie's head off with her bare hands. Just absolutely, if she wants macaroni salad for dinner, you make the girl macaroni. I hear firearms. Let's get back home. People are going to need our help. Did I lose my rucksack? Oh, you can't switch characters while... Oh, I learned something today. So you can only carry one rucksack at a time. Well, clearly I need to bring one back with me then. It looks like they haven't put in the art asset yet.
Roger that.
Let's go help back at base. It looks like they're actually getting hit pretty hard. These small events right here, this is what Project Zomboid needed to elevate it to like a new level. I am so...
Lots of zombies right behind you.
At this moment, I am so intensely impressed with the way this game is playing out. Let's get these guys up and out of our hood because we just can't have these guys at the house. We gotta hold down the block here, definitely. Went through a bit of ammunition. I am slightly concerned about whether the ammunition use is real time. It looks like it is. The bullet readout is only saying that we have 3 bullets. Let's have a look around the courtyard, make sure we get everybody. It says there's one right here, but I don't see him. Let me make sure that Ed's okay over here. I'm concerned about our dear hatted friend. Oh, he's up and running.
Damn, I'm tired.
Maybe he goes back to blacking out. So apparently he's well enough to actually help out with the defense. Looks like daybreak is coming. The zombies attacked with the sun in true strategic fashion. Gotta hand it to him. Oh, we got another one over the wall over here. Let's help with the defense. And there we go. Maya held it down while we destroyed its face with a hammer. Let's go ahead and replenish supplies here.
Found this while I was out.
Food appears to be maxed out.
Oh, you know, stuff.
Okay, so as I was saying before the attack occurred, I'm very impressed with like the breadth of this game. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening. I think I am going to swap out the 38 or the 22. Okay, so we've got a snub-nosed 22 special. I'm going to swap out the 22 special for a 9mm. I'm not quite brave enough yet at this point to roll with a 6-shooter. I'm not feeling manly enough. I am not Dirty Harry, and I don't feel like I can take over in true Clint Eastwood fashion. Everything else is going to go back and in. Let me see if I can pull out some 9mm rounds, though. Oh, everybody extracted all of the ammo. Oh, never mind. There it is. God, I figured that I was looking at something improperly. Let's spend some of this influence because we can. And I think we stacked to 30s. Yeah, that's fine. 3 reloads. We don't need to carry like a ridiculous amount of DACA with us when we run out. I'm not really planning on firing off at anybody anyways. Let me talk to Maya really quickly. Take a look in the supply locker, see what she can drop off. Molotov, we've got the alarm clock. She hasn't used up any ammunition for her hunting rifle, which is good. Crowbar is still looking mighty fine. We'll throw everything else back up in here. Our influence is shared across characters, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's swap back, and then let's get back out there. We've got a job to do, and we've got we've basically got a community that's relying on us at this point. Oh, it looks like he's stuck. Let me see if maybe... Oh, he's back up. So maybe he got hit with like a round that kind of knocked him down and suppressed him or something. Hey, don't fire into human beings, man. What are you doing, you crazy bastard? Ooh, that's how I like to see it. 1 shot, 1 kill. Hold the head up. There we go. Getting a little bit of pistol practice in here because I don't get it very much. Let's go ahead and clean them off the gates while we can. And we've got so much ammunition that it's not really a problem for me to sit here and just kind of open up on these guys. Plus, I wanted to get a little bit of gunplay in on this episode. I've already gone through 10 rounds. Let's open the door on up, see if we can hold the front gate with melee weapons for now. Goes another zombie. This one's trying to roll up on my truck, and I like that truck, so I don't think we're going to have a... We're not going to be having that. I'm going to say, hey, zombie, I appreciate what you're saying, and I'm willing to talk with you. I'm willing to table this for a little bit, but don't touch my truck. There's a problem here. Can't have you touching the truck. I don't know how much longer this assault is going to last for, but I think we've got time to run down and in and grab this other rucksack, so let's do that for now. Because I'd like to, now that I know that the game runs when I'm not playing, I'd really prefer... Yeah, what do you want? And down he goes. Now that I know that the game runs while I'm not playing, I want to keep them stocked up so that they don't go out and do stupid things trying to look for food while I'm not around. It's just the control feature. I've read that, you know, you're not going to be able to control everything in this game. Sometimes bad things are going to happen, and you're just going to have to live with them, just kind of like it would be in a real circumstance. But I'd like to limit those situations. It's the Warhammer player deep down inside of me that looked like it was still glowing for a second. I've got myself a rucksack one more time. Let's run this back to base, make sure that everybody's happy, because morale is crazy low right now, and I'd prefer to keep it high if I did indeed have a choice.
How's it going?
I'm almost there.
It does seem like they recycle the conversations a little bit, but what can you expect? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. Not going to complain about something really kind of minor like that. Medical supplies are looking a little bit low now, so I think I may go out and find medical supplies for now.
There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Never gave you nothing.
food is overstocked right now, and I don't necessarily know what that means. It looks like we can overstock. Oh, they're still hitting us. Oh, okay, we got somebody up on the tower. Got a big guy over here. Probably want to handle him. Fighting is increased to level 5, which is cool. I don't really know what the max levels are on this stuff. I'll actually open up the... I'll probably open up my status in just a minute once the location's safe. Wow, these random events, I'm liking it. I like how the game dynamically changes what your objective is. Like, we went from searching for food, to avoiding a horde, to going back to searching for food, to coming back and having to defend our base all in one episode. It actually makes this feel very, very dynamic.
There's a lot of people around here. So, you know, if you wanted to claim dibs on some of the better gear, I don't think anybody'd mind.
Yeah, well, I'm not really too concerned about that right now. Let me maybe refill my ammunition. It looks like the fight is over, and maybe we want to head out and see if we can track down some medical supplies. Now, the town isn't marked. I don't don't necessarily have like a crazy map of the place. I need to figure out how to reload my gun too. Okay, that seems to have done the trick. Let me get another 10 rounds in because you can never be too careful. Our influence is over its cap. There's this thing called fame in the game, and you have like a maximum fame. Your fame determines how much influence you can sort of stockpile, and as you can tell, our influence is really high right now, but we can't keep it that high because we're not famous enough to maintain that influence. Let's have a look around. Screamers. I don't know what that means. Looks like we've got screamers at both locations. For clearing out an infection, I don't know how many people I would want to bring with me to handle that situation. Let's hit this little house right here. We'll have a look at that building. I don't think in this episode we're going to get a chance to deal with the screamers, but we are going to take a look and just kind of look around, kind of scout the place out first, and I'll come back with a little bit of extra help. Well, that worked. I mean, I wasn't planning on jumping over the fence and kicking them in the face to death, but I can definitely do some Bushido Brown type stuff right now. I can definitely deal with that. To make a Boondocks reference. That's one of my favorite shows. I don't know if you guys know that, but the Boondocks is one of my favorite shows. Let's have a look over in this little rural area. We're going to look at this shack. It's off to my right. I'm actually going completely the wrong direction. We're going to look at this shack that's on the edge of this infested building. We do have some firearms. We do have some ammunition. So if things get really hairy, we can pull a runner back to town or back to our safe house, and hopefully they'll be able to fight off the hordes, but who knows? Oh, it's not even like it's basically just an old little hut that they probably use to like store either supplies or anything of that nature. Well, not the best look. Looks like it's a graveyard maybe? That makes sense. Let's get low really quickly. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out what happens here. Thought there was one right on my left or something. What could possibly go wrong right now? I suppose they're a little tougher than expected. I definitely wanted to level up Marcus's shooting because I'd like to have a smaller reticle when I'm in combat here. It looks like they're bugged. They're not even like coming after me, weirdly enough. Just kind of spray and pray right now, not even trying to fight properly. Ooh, running low on ammo, and she's going to finish off the last enemy. And we wiped out an infestation, so that looks like that gives us a net bonus to happiness. We might also have a look around. It looks like somebody had a suitcase over here. I don't know why you would have a suitcase up in a graveyard. But it looks like... Oh, there's nothing left in the thicket. Okay, so it actually registers this location too. Just learning stuff every day in this game. I am really enjoying playing, like a crazy amount. I don't know if you can tell from the excitement in my voice, but having been a zombie fan since the mid-90s, my first zombie film, I saw Dawn of the Dead, the original 1983, I think it was, cut, George Romero's. That was one of my first horror movies that I ever saw when I was a kid, and it was definitely my first zombie movie. And at first I didn't get it. Like, I was like, okay, well, this isn't like Scream or anything like that. Like, I don't get it. Because in the 90s, like, slasher films were where it was at. Like, everybody was throwing down on slasher films, so that's kind of what I equated as a kid as horror movies. But there's something about Romero's vision for zombies that has always just captivated me, and to this day I still collect all of his movies. I buy everything he puts out, even if it's terrible. I still buy it. But I really, really like zombie stuff, and so when I get the opportunity to play a new zombie game, it always grabs me, and I end up playing way, way too much. Now, I am lucky to have been coming up in a generation that gets great games like this and Project Zomboid to play, but you know, it's pretty sweet coming up when you're able to play zombie games on this breadth. When before, you know, people didn't have zombie games like this, that they could actually run around and, like, control a community. I don't think there's going to be much left for us to accomplish in this mission, so I think I'm going to break the episode off right now. Rest assured, as I said at the beginning of the episode, that things are going to be different in between each playthrough. Now, I would like your guys' input. If I keep playing the game on the side, would you guys be angry and I can give you guys, like, a synopsis? Or do you want me to keep my profile that I'm playing personally separate from this one, and basically this will be like the LP channel's game? Like, we won't touch this. We'll just kind of deal with all of the random stuff that happens as we play. Time delay stuff, we're gonna take a hit there because from what I understand later on in the game, there's going to be like time-sensitive quests that you have to do within the next 24 hours of like real-time gaming. We're going to take a hit on stuff like that because obviously I can't always be playing this game, real-life responsibilities being what they are, but I would like to hear you guys' input on that. I would like to just kind of hear how you're thinking about that situation. That being said, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of State of Decay. I hope to see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.